Hello.
Hi.
How is everyone doing? How was your week? What is happening? Let us know in the chats. I'm curious to see how the others are doing. The other folks in the world. Say hey. Tell us something exciting or maybe not exciting, something that's on your mind from the week, because we're about to talk about what's been on our mind for the week.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk a little bit about journeying.
Okay.
And Jenny will tell us about the flowers on her head.
Oh, just trying to add some life to my color today. Just trying to add some color to my life today.
And there it is. There it is, folks. That's how you make a flower crown in about 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Glasses help. I don't always have glasses on, so these are my blue light glasses. Who's here? Say hi.
Sarah says hello. She's been doing inner child work.
Gosh, I
know. Her too. She has been killing it in the inner child work. That's true. True.
So awesome.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so I want to start while everyone's kind of commenting and whatever. Today's topic is, what does it mean to journey? And so Jenny and I will share a little bit about what we each think journeying is, and we'll kind of go down that rabbit hole of what journey. Do you want me to start, or do you want to start?
You start. You go first.
Okay, so for me, traditional, like obviously there's like traditional journeying when you're like, when people talk about like.
Pause. I would love everybody that's on to comment what journey means to them. Also.
Yeah.
So tell us, what does journey mean to you? And there's no right or wrong here. We don't have like here's Webster's Dictionary of journey. This is all very personal. So I'd love for everybody to just like, hey, this is what journey means to me. Just a couple wordies.
I would love that.
Now go.
Also, if you want to like share or tag a friend, also that's cool too. We're trying to remember to like ask for that kind of thing because no one thinks about it. Okay, so back to my thoughts. Journey is a path I'm taking to become myself. I love that. I feel like the reason that I wanted to talk about this topic was, one, because journeying is a big part of our card for this month for Rising. And so obviously that, but also I think there's so many ideas and there's so many people who think that you can't journey and have like a deep connection to yourself without forms of plant medicine, without like, with all of these extra things. Like you have to have all of these extra things to have a journey. And I want to just shut that shit down. That is not true. You do not have to have all of those things. You don't. Journeying for me is this path within, this sort of like contemplated line of questioning. Like, okay, what does this really mean to me? So like something triggers me for this change to happen, and what are the questions that I'm going to use to find my true self? What are the meditations? What am I going to think about? What am I going to surrender and allow to come to me? It's this, I like Sarah's path to becoming myself. Your life travels, yes, where you physically go is a part of the journey too. Journeying towards my truth. Yeah, all of those things. But it comes from really surrendering and allowing my true feelings, my true self to come forward, instead of mirroring what other people feel like I need to be doing or I should be doing.
I like that.
I'm into it. That felt good. I was like, so fancy.
Journey to me is one of those things that's really hard to. It's kind of like the Tao, and like one of the very first phrases of the Tao is, that which can be named is no longer that. that, right? Because anytime you put a word on something, it kind of confines it into this thing, and whatever other people's concepts of that word are, it's now mixed with all of these different things. Oh, my computer. Oh, there we go. But journey, I feel like, is always evolving. It's always evolving, and it's always like super personal. Like I personally believe everybody on this planet is on a journey, whether you know it or not, whether they admit it or not, whether you want to be or not. I kind of feel like everybody is on a journey here on this planet to discover, very similar to what Sarah said, like my true self. But you already are your true self. It's discovering what's blocking you from realizing your true self.
Yeah.
And a lot is the people and the places and the situations that you're like trying to be like, oh, I gotta be like this, I gotta be like that, I gotta be like this. And then we're going, wait, that's not me. That's not me. It doesn't feel. We talked about alignment last week. Oh, when you're not being true to self, you feel out of alignment.
Yeah.
When you're not on your own journey, you're trying to walk somebody else's path, or the path that somebody else set for you that they think you should walk, your expected path. It feels out of alignment. It doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel good. And when you come back to self and you come back because it's here, it's not out there, then it unfolds for you step by step, step by step.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think it's this beautiful. I love when you say finding out what I'm not. Some people are so afraid to get the no answer, to get the I'm not that. And I feel like, to me, that's like the most beautiful part of the journey. Like, I'm not that. It frees up so much bandwidth to go forward and so much energy to move forward on my journey when I realize that that's not me. I can close that door. And this just makes me one step closer to who I really am. And really, I love that feeling. We are who we are already. It's just learning how to be that. We spend our whole life learning how to be who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And the more we surrender, the sooner it comes.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm fighting. This Aries has got me fighting right now. This is why I have decorated with flowers. It's like, because I feel a little dark night of the soulish right now. I feel like I'm going through another upgrade right now. And removing things that are not me, that I've thought I was for a very long time. Signing some contracts that I think it's been part of my soul for many, many generations.
Many lifetimes or many generations. Well, and like, how beautiful is it when, I mean, in Rising this week, we're obviously talking about the beginning of a journey and what it means to be on a journey and how to facilitate your own journey. What questions to be asking. And maybe you were
100%.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
yeah.
why it's evolving. That's why I believe in evolution. I don't think because we're monkeys. I don't believe that, but I do believe we evolve all the other ways. I don't know. I don't know if we came from monkeys, I guess. I don't know if I believe that or not. I don't know what I believe in that.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. Yeah, who knows?
I wasn't there. I don't know. But what I do know is that I have evolved from last week. I have evolved from 2 weeks ago. I have evolved from a month ago. And evolving to me doesn't mean that I'm chasing this unrealistic expectation of who I am. Evolving for me means that I'm more consistently in situations that I enjoy. And when I don't enjoy those, I am going on a contemplative journey to figure out why I don't, or why I put myself in that situation, or what I need to do to just not do that again. Like, there's so many different things. And that to me is like the true essence of the journey. It's not the romanticized version that, you know, we see on YouTube and all these like, oh, I went on this spiritual quest and like I starved myself for 14 days. And like that to me is not journey. That's like a tiny part of the journey if that's how you wish your journey to go. But that's not the journey. Your journey is always.
Yeah, there's the oh, what book is it in? Where they talk about the hero's journey, right? The hero's journey. It's a very psychology based concept that everybody goes through at
Mm-hmm.
some form or level, whether consciously or unconsciously. And there becomes a point where most of us are unconscious and shit happens, aka the tower falls in tarot,
Yeah.
and and we have to find our way back to normal. But old normal can't be new normal because we're beyond that. And so journey, it's really interesting. I never even really thought about journey as evolution, but it really is.
Yeah. Aubrey says the journey is so much bigger. The journey made up of small journeys. I agree. I agree so much. And like all these little loops and turns and um you know, it's not about the destination when you're on the journey, right? It's about smelling all the flowers and touching all the trees and feeling the energies even of the mosquitoes and you know, all I'm going through a jungle. So
Mhm.
if that's where it's feeling all of the things. And that's something that I think is so cool about being here. And whether there's more or not more, or whether there's an afterlife or not an afterlife, all the other shit that goes along with it, all the other questions, all these big, huge questions. Man, I have so many questions about just being right now, right here, right now in this office, in this chair. Like, what does that feel like? And something that really happened to me, this happened last year, is I kind of created this obsession with what feelings really are and like
Mm.
what things really feel like in my body, what different vibrations really feel like when I receive them. And so I've been on this journey of like, I wouldn't say that I go for like sensory deprivation. It's more of like inviting in whatever senses are around me. And that has been so much fun to just, what does it feel like? The other day, Jenny and I were in silent meditation. What does it feel like to vibrate the same as a drill? Like, what does that feel like to feel that sound inside of me? Like, what does it feel like to hear someone laugh? What does it feel like to like see the color red? What are those wavelengths and how am I feeling them in my body? And that's a little journey in this bigger thing. But right now, for me, it's like the journey. And seeing that part and like how freaking beautiful that is, and how much different it feels to have the wind hit me, or like my hands when you take it and you just appreciate these tiny little pieces of the journey and realize like that's what it's about. It's about learning that.
Yeah.
And that just makes me so excited.
Well, I know it blows my mind.
Yeah.
How many journeys are we on currently? Like, I'm on a mom journey. I'm on a
Mhm.
business owner journey. I'm on a teacher journey. I'm on a partnership journey with Jerry. I'm on a daughter journey with my parents. I'm on a sister journey with my brothers and sisters. I'm on a neighbor journey. Like, holy moly, there's a lot of journeys.
This is like some red pill. Is it the red pill that they take in
I don't
Matrix?
ever know, whatever what it
You
is.
know.
But my brain is just going, like Jasmine always explains, if you guys have ever heard her talk about rhythms and how we in relationships and how they're like plates and you stack these plates on top of each other. But if there's one plate that's broken or cracked, the rest of the plates become a little wobbly.
Mm-hmm.
And so on this journey of life, if my mom plate is a little cracked, or my daughter plate is cracked, or my business owner plate is cracked, the rest of the plates are going to be a little wonky. And so we've got
Yeah.
to figure out how to find this balance between, because we only have 2 feet and we can only take one step.
Yeah.
And so figuring out what's the balance, how do we balance and walk this line and find these bumpers that balance all of these journeys that we're on.
Yeah, 100%. Just allowing yourself, dinner is being delivered. In case you guys didn't know, my dogs have said hello to the delivery person. Yay. We're going to have a journey to dinner at some point here. I love that. I love that explanation. I really do. I think some people come to me and they're like, I'm just a mess. My whole life is falling apart. When in actuality, like maybe 2 or 3 of the relationships that are a part of their life or journeys that are a part of their life are a mess, and the rest of it's all fine. You're fine. Mm-hmm. But you could be a mess in 2 totally different places, which makes you feel like this duality is happening inside of you and you're like literally ripping apart. But when you take a breath and you see, okay, where is this journey taking me? What is it? What questions? And that's what we talked about in Rising tonight is how can you start to unveil that? How can you start to unwrap and take out the pieces of that in a healthy way where you're not hyper obsessed with the idea, but you're just allowing the awareness to come to you?
Yeah. Well, and like really, even though we have all of these seemingly separate journeys, they're really only one, because I can only be in one place at one time. So right now I have business owner hat on and teacher. And if I try to be mom right now, I'm going to mess up being business owner and teacher. And if I try to be, lover or whatever, dog mom, you really only have one place you can be, that one step, even though you got 2 feet. So where's that other foot? What's happening? This is really interesting.
I'm like, Jenny, where are we going with the feet?
Where are we going? So we got the 1 foot, but this other foot's hanging out in the past, right? The mind. Or you've stepped in too far into the future trying to figure out if I just, do this quantum leap, everything will be okay behind me. I don't know. I'm on a journey right now, figuring out journeys.
It's such an interesting thing to say, okay, when I leave one space, where am I going? I have this energy of where I currently am at, and I have this vision of where I want to go, and my movement's happening, and I'm making this shift there, but I don't know what it's going to be like. And as soon as I put that foot down in the front, this other foot's going to now move forward, and there's going to be this time. It's just so very interesting, and I love it all. And Sarah says, yeah, it makes you feel very unstable. It does, when you feel like you're so pulled in these polar directions. And a lot of that is living in anticipation. You're not really living in the moment. You're trying to force things to happen. And this is like the unofficial second card of this month is Come to Me. And it's in my altar, and has been and probably will be for a while. Is just reminding me that as we go on this journey, look out for the things that are coming for you. Look for the things that feel easy. Look for the things that you can just receive. And don't feel like in this whole journey you have to do everything. Like, you can let it happen for you. Some parts are uphill and some parts are downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Find the downhill. Find the easy parts too. Don't focus so much on this is all the things I need to change in my whole life. Find the color, find the flowers, find the fun in the journey. It doesn't always have to be hard.
Yeah. Last week we talked about the pendulum swinging. And the higher the pendulum swings, the more it means you're living life, right? From one end of the spectrum of emotions to the other. And same with living in the past. Oh, that didn't feel good. Okay, let's switch to living in the future. Oh, well, that didn't feel good. So we've got to find this little bit of a medium where, okay, we understand we have a past. We understand we hopefully have a future, right? We want to plan for the future. But can I spend most of my time here in this present moment? But don't be afraid of the dark. Don't be afraid of the shadow.
And don't be afraid to receive the light.
Yeah.
When you're in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel like you have to sit in this dark all by yourself. And I know you all know what I'm talking about. When you're pity pouting around and you're like, I'm going to be in the darkness by myself because no one loves me and cares. I was there for about 30 minutes yesterday, and I'm just like, get your life together. Stop it. You are being so extra about nothing. Not even worth your time. Take the light that someone's giving you and move on with yourself.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry, stop. You're gonna make us blush.
Oh,
Any loser, with all the love in the world, it's dinner time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you want to join us on our journey, we every week in Rising, tonight we had a meditation that made me cry.
You can watch Jenny or I weep weekly and be on this life journey with us if you join Rising. Here's the code.
Yeah.
You can get $10 off your free one. And if you join Rising for an entire year, class membership is also free.
So,
amongst other things.
Okay, go get that food while it's hot. You journey on up to that food.
I am. One more plug. We have to do one more plug.
Okay.
If you're interested, because this is coming up, if you're interested and you are a last minute kind of gal like myself, and you want to learn about Reiki, you want to learn about energy work, this is not something that you have to do because you want to work on other people. This is something that you should do because you want to work on yourself. Mm-hmm. If you want to learn Reiki, you want to become certified by yours truly and this one and Amber and Carrie, and you want to join us at a Reiki retreat, we do have one coming up at the end of this month. This will be the last level 1 and 2 for this year. So if you've been waiting, we will have a level 3 and then we'll go on to mastership, but this is the last level 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Samantha, trying new experiences has helped me in my healing journey. Things you wouldn't think to try can surprise you on how healing it can be. Sound baths. Oh, yes.
Sound baths are fantastic. Which we have at our Reiki retreat.
We do. Oh, I love
sound baths. Jenny and I love them.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If you haven't had a sound bath, are you really living? I don't know. Right. Are you even on a journey? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You can be on a journey without a sound bath, but 10 out of 10 recommend the sound baths. 10 out of 10 recommend the Reiki retreat. Also 10 out of 10 recommend Rising. In case you were keeping track.
2 thumbs up from this girl. This girl.
Okay. I hope you guys have a lovely night.
I love you.
And we will see you guys tomorrow for readings and a little meditation.
Set your alarms on your phone. 7:00 tomorrow night. We're going to do some card readings and a meditation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hey, everyone. We love you. And we will see you tomorrow.